Hi, I'm Katie Nankerville and welcome to Home Chats. Today I've got Managing Director of Long Island Homes, Craig Delaney, with us in the studio to talk to us about something that I find pretty boring but is actually very important. Craig, soils. Let's talk about soils.
The reality is that the soils in Melbourne differ. And when we're looking at soil, we're really talking about the capability of the soil or the conditions of the ground to support the house. Now that's really important. People certainly have heard about rock. And when you've got rock, yeah, that's right, Katie, when you've got rock, you know, people think, oh, I'm going to have problems with it and it's going to mean extra cost. But rock's not the only issue. Clays, as opposed to fresh loamy soils, are really quite a nasty issue. We've all picked up a lump of clay, we've squeezed it, and we've squeezed the water out of it and it hasn't bounced back. Now in our industry, that's called either highly reactive, or if it's extremely soft clay, extremely reactive soils, because of the volatility of it, how expansive and contractive it is. And what I mean by that is when you pick up a nice handful of loamy black soil and you squeeze it, it doesn't really change that much, just fractionally. So therefore we say there's not a lot of play in it, mildly reactive. Clays, on the other hand, when we squeeze them, we can really squeeze a lot of the water and squeeze them very, very tight. That's what we call highly or extremely reactive.
So what sort of soils are there around Melbourne?
Well, again, it's going back to that first part of the question, Katie, there are different types of soils. There is your loamy soils, there's your clay-based soils, there's gravelly-based soils, and even sand. You know, if we go down to Torquay and or Rosebud, Mornington Peninsula, other parts of Geelong, Lorne, we're going to see more sandier type soils. And we've always heard about the sand belt, haven't we? All the golf courses are around Brighton and Sandringham. So sandy soils are not that reactive. They're quite passive soils in contrast to the clays, which we find in the west, in the north of Melbourne, and those are the ones that we've got to be a bit more careful of.
And what sort of things do we need to consider before choosing a block of land?
The mistake that's made in the industry many times is that people rush out, they're very excited in the process, and they buy the land first. And they look at a gorgeous estate, they look at where the parks are going to be, they look at where the shopping centres are going to be, they look at where this block of land is in the estate itself, and they think, oh, what a fantastic position. And they'll invest, invest, whatever word you want to use, quite a bit of money on the land. Then comes the house, and the house has to fix the evils of the land. So if the land had rock underneath it, the house has got to fix that. If the land has those highly reactive soils, those clay soils I mentioned before, the house has got to fix that. So the reality is that the house and land really have to work together in unity.
Thanks for coming in today, Craig. Well, there you have it. We've given you the dirt on the dirt. See you next time.